Hi, I'm Emily Grace King, Gallery's Exhibition Manager here at the Arvada Center. Today I'm in our main gallery in our 5280 Regional Juried Printmaking exhibition. This exhibition was open to entries from any artist who live within 528 miles of Denver, Colorado. We have a huge variety of traditional and contemporary printmaking techniques, and I'm going to take you on a little tour today. So today I'm going to talk to you about the Intaglio printmaking process. Our last video we talked about relief, and in a relief print you saw that the artist leaves the top surface and carves away underneath, and that top surface is what becomes their print. In Intaglio, an artist carves into a plate, like this copper plate by Emily Moyer. So each one of these tiny little lines on this copper plate were carved in by Emily, and when she puts ink on this plate and wipes it off, the ink will stay in every single one of those little lines. Then she can put wet paper on top, run this through an etching press, and the wet paper pulls all that ink out of this fine detail. And I think that this piece, Day of Roses Part 2 by Brady Smith, is a really great example of that in our exhibition. You can really see where the artist has carved out each of those individual lines. You might have a piece of Intaglio printmaking process in your pocket right now. All of our money here in the US is made using this traditional etching process, which is an Intaglio process. This piece by Mark Lenning, Three Kings Eye, is a great example of how an artist can combine multiple etching plates into a single piece. When you look closely, you can see that this piece is made up of 3 separate etchings, and when the papers run through the plate, through the printing press with the etching plate, it leaves these impressions, rectangular impressions, where the plate was. So Mark Lenning also uses a process called chinkale to combine these 3 etchings into one really interesting composition. So all of the bright colors that you see in Three Kings Eye are all this chinkale process. It uses really thin layers of usually highly colored or different textured papers, almost like a collage onto the overall paper, which is usually a heavier weight printmaking paper. And Lenning uses this technique to combine these 3 different etching pieces into this one really interesting composition. Melissa Pickering's Death by Gun Daily is made up of 100 Intaglio prints using chinkale as well. Each one of these 100 prints represents one person who dies every single day in the United States due to gun violence. On each print is a hashtag that's been used on Twitter to talk about gun violence in this country. Melissa's piece talks a lot about the way that social media and the national conversation considers gun violence. And the fencing that she uses to display these prints in a grid represents the barriers that we have in our society to have an honest and real conversation about gun issues.